I'm Stacy, a 30-year-old woman working at a flower shop. 5 years ago, I met Nicholas through a college friend. Nicholas was a handsome and ambitious man working at a major IT company. We hit it off immediately and fell in love. I was drawn to Nicholas's sense of humor and kindness. Nicholas loved my creativity and passion. On weekends, we spent fulfilling time together, taking walks in the park and visiting art museums. After 2 years of dating, Nicholas proposed to me. I happily accepted, and we had our wedding at a small church. Close friends and family gathered, making it a day filled with happiness. Our married life started smoothly. I continued working at the flower shop, while Nicholas kept getting promotions at his company. We rented a small apartment and spent our weekends cooking together and watching movies. However, as time passed, Nicholas became absorbed in his work. His overtime increased, and we spent less time together. I felt lonely but tried to understand and support his hard work. Marriage means becoming one with each other, sharing both joys and sorrows. I remembered my late mother's words as I believed in our marital bond. Even when tired from work, Nicholas's love for me didn't change. He would give me lovely presents and sometimes surprise me with dinner dates to make me happy. Our life was a mixture of joy and challenges, but we still loved and supported each other. I dreamed of having children with Nicholas and growing our family. Around 3 years into our marriage, I became pregnant. Nicholas and I were looking forward to the birth of our new life. However, I suffered terribly from morning sickness during early pregnancy. Every morning, I was hit with severe nausea, felt sick all day, and became sensitive to food smells. Even getting through work was a struggle. Although Nicholas tried to understand my health condition, his busy work schedule made it seem like he didn't fully grasp my suffering. One evening at dinner, the smell of pasta Nicholas had made suddenly made me nauseous. Nicholas looked confused and said, "Stacy, are you okay? You need to eat something, it's not good for your health." Fighting back tears, I replied, "I'm sorry, Nicholas. But I just can't eat anything right now." Nicholas seemed slightly annoyed and said, "I made this while tired from work, and just because you're pregnant, you don't need to be so dramatic about it." Those words hurt me deeply. "You don't understand how I feel at all." I shouted and ran out of the room. After some time, Nicholas apologized to me. "I'm sorry, Stacy. I wasn't considering your feelings. I'll try harder to understand you from now on." I hugged Nicholas with tears in my eyes. Morning sickness during pregnancy was significantly affecting my daily life. I often had to take time off work and felt I was causing trouble for my colleagues. Although Nicholas was trying to support me, he would occasionally make comments that showed he didn't understand my condition. Pregnancy is tough for women. "But you're not alone, I'm here for you," my best friend encouraged me. Her words gave me courage, and I continued to have conversations with Nicholas. Nicholas gradually began to understand the difficulties of my pregnancy. "Stacy, you're a strong woman. I'll support you more, so let's get through this together," Nicholas said gently while holding my hand. We were trying to overcome the challenges of early pregnancy together as a couple. However, uncertainty still clouded my heart. In my 5th month of pregnancy, we received a wedding invitation from David, Nicholas's close friend from college. Though I had never met David, I was looking forward to attending his friend's wedding. However, the day before the wedding, my morning sickness symptoms worsened. I was hit with severe nausea and fatigue, and couldn't sleep all night. On the morning of the wedding, I told Nicholas I might not be able to go to the wedding today. Nicholas looked surprised and said, But David is my important friend. You said you wanted to come too, didn't you? Although I felt guilty, I knew it would be difficult to attend the wedding while feeling so unwell. Nicholas, I want to go too, but I don't think I can manage it in my current condition. I'm sorry, I said in a weak voice. Nicholas showed a displeased expression and said in a casual tone, I understand. But couldn't you at least attend for a little while? You're just tired. You'll probably feel better once the ceremony starts. I had hoped Nicholas would be more understanding of my feelings, but he seemed preoccupied with attending his friend's wedding. But I really don't feel well. My morning sickness is terrible, I feel sick, and I have a headache, I pleaded desperately. However, Nicholas dismissed my concerns, saying, we can't help it now. David wanted both of us to attend as a couple. Though shocked by Nicholas's attitude, I decided to try to calm my condition and attend the wedding. All right, I'll go. But if I start feeling sick during the ceremony, please let me step outside, I said. Nicholas said, that won't happen. You'll be fine, clearly dismissing my concerns. I somehow managed to get ready afterward. In the car on the way to the church, I stared out the window while fighting nausea. Nicholas was absorbed in talking about memories with his friend, seemingly unaware of my suffering. Hey, Nicholas, are you considering my condition? I asked in a small voice. Nicholas casually brushed off my question, saying, huh? You're fine. Look, we can already see the church. I was deeply hurt by Nicholas's dismissive attitude. Why couldn't Nicholas understand my feelings? I held back my tears. We arrived at the church and the ceremony began. I desperately fought against nausea while watching his friend's happy ceremony. However, during the ceremony, I was suddenly hit with intense nausea and hurriedly stood up. I'm sorry, I need to step outside for a moment, I whispered to Nicholas. Though Nicholas showed a confused expression, he only said, come back quickly. I rushed outside the church and ran to some nearby bushes. There, I vomited. My body was shaking, and I couldn't stop crying. Why did this have to happen on such an important day? I resented my condition. A few minutes later, Nicholas came looking for me. Stacy, what are you doing? It's rude to leave during the ceremony. Nicholas said, showing his anger. With tears in my eyes, I tried to explain, I'm sorry, Nicholas. But the nausea was so bad. But Nicholas wouldn't listen. You could have just endured it a little longer. I get tired at work too, but I don't leave my seat for something like that, Nicholas said coldly. I was deeply hurt by Nicholas's words. But I'm pregnant. The morning sickness is hard, I pleaded through tears. However, Nicholas completely ignored my feelings, saying, every woman goes through pregnancy. Asking for special treatment is just being spoiled. I'm sick of your excuses. Just get out of here. Nicholas shouted. I was stunned and lost for words. To think that Nicholas, my husband, would treat me like this when I was suffering so much. I sat down outside the church, sobbing. Nicholas's cold words were burned into my mind and wouldn't leave. Maybe I'm really not understood. I was overcome with despair. After being thrown out of the wedding, my condition worsened, and I couldn't even stand up. Someone, help me. I whispered weakly. As I sat crying alone, a gentleman approached from the venue. He was looking at a sign displaying the bride and groom's photos, but when he noticed me, he spoke to me with a kind expression. Are you all right? Please don't hesitate to ask if you need any help, the gentleman said to me. Through tears, I explained about my pregnancy morning sickness and the interaction with my husband. The gentleman looked at me sympathetically and gently put his arm around my shoulders. You've been through a lot. By the way, I'm the chairman of the company where your husband works. I'm the bride's uncle, the gentleman introduced himself. I was surprised. I never imagined that the chairman of Nicholas's company would be attending this wedding. The chairman began to speak about Nicholas. Actually, I've been concerned about your husband for a while. Though his work performance is excellent, I've heard there are issues with his attitude toward colleagues and subordinates. I couldn't believe my ears at the chairman's words. To think that Nicholas was causing problems at work too. He repeatedly scolds his subordinates and makes condescending remarks to colleagues. It's as if he thinks he's superior to everyone else, the chairman frowned. I was shocked. I had believed my husband was kind and considerate, but to think Nicholas had such a side to him. Ma'am, does Nicholas show the same attitude at home? The chairman asked me. I nodded with tears in my eyes. Yes. He doesn't try to understand my condition at all. Even though I'm suffering from morning sickness. The chairman let out a deep sigh. It seems he lacks empathy for others. A man who can't cherish his wife cannot be a good employee. The chairman's words were harsh but struck at the truth. It made me reconsider what kind of person Nicholas really was. You must be going through a lot, ma'am. But please don't try to handle everything alone, the chairman said, gently holding my hand. I felt saved by the chairman's words. Thank you. I'll try to face my husband again, I said with determination. The chairman nodded and said, after the ceremony, I'll bring Nicholas here. Please have a good talk as a couple, before returning to the venue. Later, while I was resting in the waiting room, the chairman brought Nicholas with him. What kind of man are you? How can you not show understanding when your wife is suffering during pregnancy? The chairman said angrily to Nicholas. Nicholas, who apparently hadn't been aware of the chairman's presence, stammered fearfully, Chairman. Your behavior is unacceptable as a husband, the chairman criticized in a stern tone. How can I trust work to a man who can't cherish his wife? Nicholas trembled in fear at the chairman's scolding. I'm sorry. I'll reflect on my actions, Nicholas said in a small voice. The chairman glared down at Nicholas, then approached me. I'm truly sorry you've had to go through such a difficult experience, the chairman said to me in a gentle tone. I looked up at the chairman with tears in my eyes. Thank you. But this is our marital problem, I said hesitantly. No, this isn't just your problem, the chairman said with a serious expression. His behavior is unacceptable as an employee. As his superior, I need to properly guide him. The chairman's words made my heart warm. I felt relieved that someone was condemning Nicholas's behavior. While the chairman was severely scolding Nicholas, we heard a commotion from outside. When Nicholas and I turned around, a woman entered the waiting room. Nicholas. I can't believe you're here, the woman exclaimed excitedly. Nicholas lost color in his face when he saw the woman. Emma. Why are you here? Nicholas asked, clearly flustered. I became anxious seeing Nicholas's reaction. He seemed to know this woman, but what was between them? Emma, as she was called, looked surprised when she saw me. Are you Nicholas's wife? She asked in a tone of disbelief. I nodded hesitantly. Yes, I'm Stacy. You are? Emma pointed at Nicholas and shouted, "Nicholas is my lover. He's been dating me." I widened my eyes at those words. The thought that Nicholas had been secretly involved with another woman. It was unbelievable. Nicholas shook his head frantically at Emma's words. "No. That's not." Nicholas stumbled over his words. The chairman looked between Nicholas and Emma and let out a deep sigh. "It seems you've betrayed our trust," the chairman said with a disappointed expression. Emma confronted Nicholas. "Nicholas, have you forgotten our promise? You said you loved me," she pleaded with tears in her eyes. Nicholas fell silent at Emma's words. I felt betrayal and anger welling up inside me. "What's going on?" "Nicholas, explain," I said in a trembling voice. The chairman gave Nicholas a stern look. "Adultery is an unforgivable act. You have betrayed both your wife and the company," he said in a condemning tone. Emma turned to apologize to me. "I'm truly sorry. I didn't know Nicholas was married," she apologized. I felt mixed emotions at Emma's words. The shock of Nicholas's betrayal and anger towards Emma were intermingled. As Nicholas's affair came to light, the waiting room became chaotic. Nicholas remained silent with his head down. Then Emma approached Nicholas and pleaded with tears in her eyes. "Nicholas, don't you love me?" Emma asked with a desperate expression. The chairman turned to Nicholas with a stern expression. "Your actions violate company regulations. Adultery is grounds for dismissal," the chairman said in a resolute tone. Nicholas raised his head with a surprised expression. "Dismissal? No, that's..." Nicholas stammered, clearly shaken. The chairman looked straight at Nicholas and said, "You have betrayed the company's trust and shown a lack of character as an employee. Therefore, I am dismissing you." Nicholas turned pale at those words. "Chairman, please give me another chance," Nicholas pleaded desperately, but the chairman shook his head. "There will be no more chances. You are dismissed effective immediately," the chairman said coldly. Nicholas's shoulders slumped, and he wore a desperate expression. I watched Nicholas with mixed emotions. Emma tearfully confronted Nicholas. "Nicholas, you deceived me? Was our relationship all a lie?" Nicholas couldn't answer Emma's words and remained looking down. The chairman looked between Nicholas and Emma and let out a deep sigh. "Dishonest actions derail lives. Nicholas, you must take responsibility for your actions," the chairman said in an admonishing tone. I watched Nicholas, trembling with the shock of betrayal and anger. Nicholas's actions had deeply wounded my heart. The chairman turned to Nicholas and said, "Never repeat such dishonest actions again." Nicholas left the waiting room with his head hung low. Emma followed after him, crying. I stood there supported by the chairman, overwhelmed by the sadness and anger of betrayal. The bonds of marriage had crumbled so easily. After Nicholas left the waiting room, I stood there dazed. Amidst the shock and anger of betrayal, the chairman gently placed his hand on my shoulder. "You must be going through a difficult time. But you're not alone," the chairman spoke to me in a gentle tone. I looked up at the chairman with tears in my eyes. "What should I do? My heart is shattered from my husband's betrayal." I expressed my desperate feelings. The chairman looked into my eyes and said sincerely, "I know you must be confused right now. But you have options." "Options?" I tilted my head. "Yes. One is to forgive Nicholas and try again with him. The other is to leave Nicholas and walk a new path in life, the chairman said. I reflected on my memories with Nicholas. The happy days, the days we supported each other. But Nicholas's betrayal had left a deep wound in my heart. I can't forgive him. His betrayal completely destroyed my trust, I said with determination. The chairman nodded understandingly. I understand how you feel. Divorce isn't an easy decision, but it might be necessary for you to live your own life. The chairman supported my decision. I was encouraged by the chairman's words. Thank you. I've decided to walk a new path in life, I said, wiping away my tears. The chairman smiled kindly and held my hand. You're a strong woman. Overcome these difficulties and grasp a happy life, the chairman offered words of encouragement. I was filled with gratitude for the chairman's words. Thank you so much for today. I'll do my best, I vowed with determination. The chairman nodded with satisfaction and gently pushed my back. I sincerely pray for your happiness. Please feel free to consult me if anything happens, he offered reassuring words. Meeting the chairman gave me the courage to take a step toward a new life. I resolved to part ways with Nicholas and prepared myself to live as a single mother. I vowed to live strongly for my child and for myself. Having decided on divorce, I began preparing for life as a single mother. Fortunately, I had my job at the flower shop, which provided some financial stability. However, as the due date approached, I became increasingly anxious about balancing work and childcare. Will I be able to continue working after the baby is born? I worried alone. That's when Susanna, the flower shop owner, showed concern for my situation. Stacy, if you have any worries, I'm here to listen, she kindly offered. I tearfully confided in Susanna about my situation. I'm going to be a single mother. I'm worried about balancing work and childcare. I honestly shared my feelings. Susanna, though surprised, understood my decision and promised to support me. Stacy, that must have been a difficult decision. But don't worry, we're here for you. We'll adjust your work schedule so you can spend precious time with your baby without overexerting yourself, Susanna offered these encouraging words. I couldn't stop crying at Susanna's understanding and support. Thank you so much. With everyone's support, I can keep going, I expressed my gratitude. My coworkers also supported my decision. Stacy, let us know if you need anything. We'll help however we can, they smiled kindly. I was deeply grateful for having such wonderful workplace companions. Thank you all. It means so much to me, I said, wiping away tears while showing a smile. While preparing for the birth, I took care of my health. I regularly visited the hospital to check on the baby's growth. Little one, I'll work hard, but you'll always be my top priority, I spoke to my belly. Though I had anxieties about being a single mother, feeling the support of those around me renewed my determination to move forward. Raising a child alone might be challenging. But I have my flower shop family. We'll get through this, I whispered to myself. I prepared myself both physically and mentally for the birth. Though balancing work and childcare wouldn't be easy, I believed I could overcome it with the understanding and support of those around me. Baby, mommy has grown stronger now. Let's build a happy home together, I said while gently rubbing my belly. As my due date approached, Nicholas's parents suddenly visited me. Though I was nervous about meeting them, Nicholas's mother gently held my hand and began speaking. Stacy, we came here to apologize to you, Nicholas's mother said apologetically. As parents, we feel responsible for our son's misdeeds. But that's his responsibility, not yours. I replied hesitantly. Nicholas's father let out a deep sigh and began speaking. No, Stacy. We share some responsibility. Perhaps we spoiled Nicholas too much. I think there were problems in how we shaped his character. Nicholas's parents seemed to be sincerely reflecting on their son's actions. I was touched by their sincerity. Stacy, please let us know if there's anything we can do. We want to help, for our grandchild's happiness too, Nicholas's mother spoke with a serious look. I felt uncertain about their offer. But I've decided to overcome this on my own. I can't impose on you, I said hesitantly. Then Nicholas's father continued, we respect your decision. But raising a child isn't something you should handle alone. There will be times when you need support from others. Nicholas's mother added, please let us provide financial support. We'd like to help with the child's education and living expenses. We're not trying to coddle you. We want to help ensure both you and your child's happiness. I couldn't stop crying at Nicholas's parents' offer. But I couldn't possibly. I should do this on my own. I struggled to find words. Nicholas's father gently placed his hand on my shoulder. Pride is important, but sometimes accepting help is necessary, especially for the child's sake. We're on your side. Nicholas's mother nodded with tears in her eyes. Stacy, you're not alone. We're here for you. Let's work together for the child's happiness. My heart melted at Nicholas's parents' kindness. Father, mother. Thank you so much. With your support, I can keep going, I expressed my gratitude through tears. Nicholas's parents embraced me gently. Stacy, we're looking forward to watching our grandchild grow. Please don't push yourself too hard, Nicholas's mother said lovingly. I felt the bond with Nicholas's parents warming my heart. Yes, mother. I want to create a happy home with my baby, I answered with a smile. Nicholas's parents taught me about a new kind of family bond. Though I experienced the pain of divorce, I realized there could be new forms of family through the child. With the support of Nicholas's parents, I could look forward to my life as a single mother with hope. Little one, you are loved by so many people. Let's be happy together, I spoke gently to my belly. Several months have passed since I gave birth safely. I had completely adjusted to life as a mother. My son Milo brought me new discoveries and joy every day as he grew. Though balancing childcare and work was challenging, I managed somehow thanks to the understanding and cooperation of my flower shop colleagues. Owner Susanna created a comfortable working environment for me, and my coworkers adjusted their shifts to help. Milo is growing so well. Your love is reaching him, Susanna always offered warm words of encouragement. While cherishing my time with Milo, I also devoted myself to work. Milo, Mommy helps make customers smile at the flower shop. Someday, I want to share with you the wonderful world of flowers, I told my son. One day, Martha, a longtime regular customer, visited the flower shop. Martha seemed impressed when she learned I was working while raising a child. Being a single mother while working must be tough. But I'm sure your son feels your dedication. You're a wonderful mother, Martha kindly said to me. I was moved to tears by Martha's words. Thank you so much. I'll keep doing my best, both for my son and for our customers, I answered with conviction. Martha smiled warmly and held my hand. You're a strong woman. You'll be a wonderful mother. I'm rooting for you, Martha encouraged me with her warm words. Since that day, I've worked with pride and awareness as a mother. While watching Milo grow, I found joy in healing people's hearts through my work at the flower shop. Milo, I love seeing our customers smile. Someday, I hope you'll experience that joy too, I told my son. Milo looked at my face and smiled brightly. That smile made me feel the happiness of being a mother. Though balancing childcare and work wasn't easy, I felt I could grow at my own pace. With the support of those around me and love for my son in my heart, I walked forward on my path as a mother. Milo, with you by my side, I feel I can face anything. Let's build a happy future together, I hugged my son, envisioning a hope-filled tomorrow. Growth as a mother and joy in my flower shop work. Cherishing both of these, I began walking a new chapter in my life.